When I look at these young actors with grey hair, so she googled saying that if you put garlic overnight, the mole is gonna fall off. So she did that, and next day she came with a burn. There are a lot of celebrities coming in. You can sweat daily, you can shower daily, you can be active, you can play your favorite games, you can travel, you can go swimming pool, nothing is gonna happen. If you actually have any doubts or any concerns about your hair, you go back and you'll not get to see those doctors. If you're comfortable being bald, it's different, but if you wanted to hide from your own family members, in movies you see for this role you have a longer nose, you have different kind of jawline, they make it for you. Taking Surya, his Anjan movie, there he's got this V-shaped hairline. So, but when it comes to Gen Z, I feel the social media has a major role to play. I'm seeing a lot of Gen Zs coming for beard transplant. So you'll not believe me, they're actually a celebrity couple, husband and wife. They're actually taking treatment at our same branch, but neither of them know the other person's on treatments. Hi, this is Dr. Nikita from Max Hair Clinic. Today we'll be talking everything and anything about hair. If you're concerned about the reasons for hair loss or hair transplant surgery, make sure you check out our previous 2 podcasts where I've explained in detail. Today we are going to talk about something way more interesting. Keep watching.
Doctor, in this era of quick fixes and DIY hacks, you focus on long lasting solutions. What's the harsh truth about home remedies that people often overlook?
Most of the DIYs don't work, that's what I know. Because those days where DIYs used to work, like your onion juice or your flax seeds, they used to work because your reasons for hair loss used to be different. So mostly DIYs don't work, that's what I want to say. More than the good stuff, it gives a lot of harmful side effects. Like I've seen a lot of people use vinegar or they use egg on their head. I mean, ends up stinking or it ends up burning your scalp. So it is better to go approach a doctor to get your treatments right instead of doing it at home and just worsening the situation. Because I remember when I was in school, there was this girl, she was so concerned about this mole on her face. So she googled saying that if you put garlic overnight, the mole is going to fall off. So she did that, and next day she came with a burn. So same thing goes with hair. When you do something at home, the ingredients might be the right ingredients but not used in the proper way. So it's better to get it checked by a doctor before going ahead. So this DIY ends up giving a lot more worsened reactions. Like for example, when you have dandruff, it's a fungal reaction. So when you apply more oil, so people normally get confused of dry skin and dandruff. So they end up putting a lot more oil on your scalp. But scientifically speaking, when you apply more oil, it is just going to worsen your dandruff. And then you use a lot of products, they just end up getting piled up and product buildup happens, and then it causes a lot more itching and it just worsens the whole situation. So it is better to get it checked and go by the right treatment of what your doctor says than going for some DIY products at home.
Dr. Nikita, you're often called the celebrity whisper in hair restoration. What's one thing about celebrity transformations that would genuinely surprise people?
Most of them are, um, you know, taken care of. So not everybody has thick, lustrous hair like what you see on the screen. There's a lot of hard work going behind it. Like they've got proper rituals done to take care of their hair. So I know a lot of people, general public thinking like, he's a celebrity, so he'll have good hair. He was born with that hair. No, everybody takes care of their skin and hair to look a certain way. So it can be your daily supplements, it can be the products you use, the treatments behind it, restoration, retention, all of this plays a major role. So yes, there's no such thing as celebrity hair. It's just that the way you take care of your hair.
So you're saying hair restoration isn't just about vanity anymore. It's a real tool for building confidence. Can you explain the shift?
Definitely, definitely. Because I know a lot of people who are very comfortable with just being bald, but then it's majorly the society trying to pressure them, the peer pressure, and the way you have to look a certain way for this particular job. So it's just basically trying to boost your own self confidence and self esteem. that is major, because it's not a disease. It's not like you're sick and getting treated. It's something you're doing to make yourself happy, either for yourself or for the people around you. So it's majorly for self-esteem and confidence.
Doctor, any juicy scoop? Can you spill some tea about celebrities or influencers secretly getting treated at Max?
I actually can't because for us, everybody is a celebrity. We have a very strict protocol on non-disclosing agreements. So only when you're comfortable exposing and telling the world that you've done this thing. Because when it comes to hair and weight loss, people are more comfortable saying, I used this oil, I got my hair, or I drank lemon juice and I lost my weight. So not everybody has it, at least in our country, is coming out and talking about it. So everybody signs particular consent forms. So I'll not be able to tell you, but there are a lot of celebrities coming in.
You've mentioned working with some well known names. Without dropping those names, can you share one jaw dropping transformation story that still shocks you?
I am shocked about these actors, okay, these young actors when they come. So basically, they come not because they don't have hair. They come for this particular role is expecting them to have hair that looks like this. So I've seen young actors, male actors come and they come for cosmetic hair system, one of our treatments. They come with gray hair. So I'm surprised the way how hair can change the way you look. It can change your age. It can change your personality. When I look at these young actors with gray hair, it actually makes them look old. It makes them look that particular role that is expected of them. So it's so beautiful what hair and hairline can do for you. So yes, it's mostly those things that surprise me.
Is hair restoration meant for everyone, regardless of age, gender, or stage of hair loss?
It actually is. Cosmetic hair system is one treatment that you don't have to be medically fit, or it doesn't have to require good hair or donor or skin. It's something that it's made for you. So people are loosely connected or confuse it to wigs. Wigs is something you get off the shop. Everyone can use it. You can, share it. You can remove it when you sleep. I mean, it will look like wig. You get it for very less cost. Also, you can buy 3, 4 together for a very good cost. But cosmetic hair system is something that is customized for you. Like in movies, you see for this role, you have a longer nose, you have different kind of jawline. They make it for you. So similarly, cosmetic hair system is something that is customized on the way you want to look and the way your scalp and hair is treated. So for example, we match your hair, we match your looks, and if you're actor, then we match your roles as well.
What exactly goes on behind the scenes of a hair restoration procedure? Can you walk us through it?
So first thing, we sit with our patient and understand what he's expected of and how he wants to look a certain way, a certain age. And then we start the procedure. So we have separate rooms. It's not like this wig shop or a barber shop where you all sit together. So we have designated rooms for you where you've got your privacy, you've got, your space to feel comfortable. And then we take a measurement. So we measure the entire area of your balding and we make a template. So this template is very similar to the scalp, the shape of your head, basically the bumps, the hollows, all of this, it follows the shape of your head. So in this template, we take laces. So this is how we are different from a wig. So wigs mostly have cloth base. We have laces. So laces are clothes where are very lightweight. They're highly porous. So we match these laces to your template. So basically when I stick it on your head using medical grade tapes, it is going to be so porous and breathable that you can actually use it on a regular basis. Like it is semi-permanent. You'll not be able to remove it. You don't have to remove it. So you can sweat daily, you can shower daily, you can be active, you can play your favorite games, you can travel, you can go swimming pool, nothing is going to happen. So it's going to be very breathable that your water or your sweat is going to pass through and through. And then we match your hair sample. So you've got your own existing hair in the backside because like I mentioned, male pattern balding, you don't lose hair from your back and side. So we match your hair sample, take the texture, take the shape of it, say curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, or any particular shapes that you want us to recreate. So we take your hair sample, we match human hair, and then we vent it in it. So imagine you've been bald for a very long time, and then all of a sudden you've got a head full of hair. People are going to, like, some of them are happy with it, but some of them feel like, people are going to notice that I've done something. So then we customize it in such a way that we start with low density, then low medium density, then high density. If you're maybe 40s or 50s and you want to have gray hair so it looks natural, we add some gray hair into it, we customize it. You want to color it, you want to keep it long. I've had a lot of male clients expecting long hair. So we customize it based on how you want to be. So it's basically a product that is completely customized based on how you would want to look. And this you don't get from a wig. So yeah.
In a world obsessed with fillers and filters, why does naturally restored hair still make such a bold statement?
Because it's yours. When it's hair transplant, it's your own hair. No one else can give you hair. So it's your own hair from your own head. So that is the most natural, the most safest, and the most something that gives you comfortable. And coming to cosmetic hair system, because it is human like, it is human hair, the base is like your skin, basically like exactly your skin. So that is the second most natural, the strongest in the field of filters and fakers.
If someone's on the verge of giving up on their hair journey, what would you want them to hear from you right now?
Don't. There are a lot of treatments, there are a lot of good doctors there to help you. I mean, you don't have to give up. I mean, if you're comfortable being bald, it's different, but you don't have to give up hope thinking, I'm okay being bald because I don't have other treatments. There are a lot of treatments based on whatever stage you are in. You just started losing hair, or you've got this huge bald spot and it's not going off, or you've completely lost your hair and you don't think you can get it back. There are treatment options for every stage and every age, male or female, young or old, so you don't have to lose hope.
Besides your cutting edge treatments, what's the one non medical quality about Max that's built a 2 decade legacy?
I would say transparency, I would say privacy. Maxa Clinic, all our branches are designed in such a way that, if you wanted to hide from your own family members, you actually can do it. Even your partner will not know that you've done some treatment. So you've got your privacy, your confidentiality, and you have space where you can talk about whatever you feel. Like, you've always got your surgeons in. Like, I know a lot of places, like I mentioned, a lot of studios and salons, they've come up with these hair treatments. They get this plastic surgeon or maxillofacial surgeon from outside, they do the surgery, and then the surgeons go back. And then if you actually have any doubts or any concerns about your hair, you go back and you'll not get to see those doctors again. At Maxa Clinic, we have our own in-house doctors, our in-house surgeons. So anytime you drop in, you can always have your questions or concerns clarified. So that is something Maxa Clinic has. And the operation theaters, I know a lot of clinics, you book your case and then they book another hospital to get your surgery done. Like this hospital, they tie up with different hospitals to do their surgeries. Here at Maxa Clinic, we have our own in-house operation theaters, state of art, so that you've got all your missions at the world class technique. So that is something you can be very comfortable with. Like, say for example, you need something, you got everything there in place. So that is something Maxa Clinic stands out with. They make you feel like you're good and you're at safe hands. So that is something I would say Maxa Clinic is good at. So you'll not believe me, they're actually a celebrity couple, husband and wife. They're actually taking treatment at our same branch, but neither of them know the other person's in treatment. So we schedule it in such a way that, if the person wants to keep it a secret, he can keep it a secret, because first of all, of the secluded rooms that we have for them and their, communication skills. So we have it in such a way that, you are comfortable in whatever treatment you're taking, that even your partner doesn't know. So we have treatments like that. We have customers and clients like that.
How is hair loss different among Gen Z and millennials? Why are younger people walking into clinics more than ever before?
So comparing millennials and Gen Z, I'm a millennial myself. And I have to say, millennials are the actual ones with hair loss problem. Like, we are actually bald because of the stress and all of that. But when it comes to Gen Z, I feel the social media has a major role to play. It's your TikToks, it's your videos, the way you look, the way you dress. This has influenced them way more. So I wouldn't say, compared to balding, I would say Gen Zs have actually good hair, but then they want to have extra more hair. Like, they want to have longer hair, they want to, even the guys, they come with ponytails, they come with longer beard. So it's major to look like I mean, they have good hair. That's what I'm trying to say. So they have good hair, but then they come for better hair. So that is Gen Z treatment. I'm seeing a lot of Gen Zs coming for beard transplant. I did not see a lot of millennials coming for beard transplant. So that is one thing, I mean, I can say that is different. And even women, I mean, Gen Z women come for hair extensions. When I was in my early teenagers, I didn't even know what extensions were. But I see a lot of Gen Zs, even the guys come for extensions, they come for curly hair, and see a lot of Gen Zs coming to make themselves look better. So, yeah, that's it.
Have you ever had a patient walk in with a photo and say, I want this, pointing to a 90s Shah Rukh Khan haircut? How do you handle that?
Yes, I mean, Shah Rukh Khan has good hair. He's one of the very rare celebrity with very good hair. I mean, everyone has good hair, but Shah Rukh Khan's is his own hair, natural. But what I used to see in my early days is taking Surya, his Anjan movie, where he's got this V-shaped hairline. So I used to have a lot of clients asking for V-shaped hairline. Until then, it was just straight hairline. So after that movie, that's where the V-shaped trend came into play. And then later on, the famous movie Black Panther, where he has this one a peculiar hairline. So yes, a lot of people came for a lot of Gen Zs came for Black Panther hairline. So yes, I have a lot of patients who either bring their old pictures asking to make me look like how they used to look before, or I have a lot of people asking me to make them look a certain actor way. So that happens a lot.
What's one futuristic hair restoration tech you're working on that sounds like science fiction but is actually real?
I mean, I would say my journey with Max Hair Clinic, I've always seen our research and development team always trying to be at par with the global standards. Like when I first joined, there was no Sapphire hair transplant. There was DHI and there was IGM, and then Sapphire came into play somewhere around 2018, 2019. We have always been at par with international standards. So we have an active team that is constantly developing to be the latest or the most advanced in this field. But since we have all of this and we are localized, we used to be localized in this nation, we have started spreading our wings globally as well. And we bring outside international treatments inside, like the Korean spa. So we have the Korean spa, which not a lot of hair clinics have it. People go to Korea to get it done. So yeah, we are at par. That's our advancement. So
In 5 years, do you think hair restoration will evolve beyond aesthetics? What will it really stand for then?
confidence, confidence. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. For more questions or concerns, drop your questions below. This is Dr. Nikita from Max Hair Clinic, signing off.